and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Jason Voorhees kills. For this list, we'll be taking a look at the most creative and iconic kills performed by Jason Voorhees in both the Friday the 13th films and crossover films where he appears.
And you weren't involved. Son of a bitch.
However, we'll only be including kills performed by Jason himself. So we won't have any other killers or characters possessed by Jason on this list. In case you haven't guessed, a spoiler alert is definitely in order. Number 10, Corkscrew and Cleaver, Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
God, I'm horny.
Played by Crispin Glover, Jimmy is a socially awkward teen who is desperate for some good sex. Unfortunately for him, he accompanies his friends to a weekend getaway at Jason Voorhees' old stomping grounds of Crystal Lake.
Oh, I don't know anybody new. Well, sex is a great way to meet them.
After successfully making love to one half of a pair of gorgeous twins, Jimmy goes downstairs to celebrate with a glass of wine, but is unable to find a corkscrew. Luckily, Jason happens to have one, and promptly gives Jimmy a hand, and a meat cleaver to the face.
Hey, Ted, where the hell's the corkscrew?
One of the bloodier kills in the film, Jimmy's death is all the more shocking as his sympathetic characterization suggested he may have been the hero of the final chapter.
Jimbo?
Number 9, Garbage Can Drowning, Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan.
Walking corpses are not real.
Authority figures don't usually fare well in the Friday the 13th franchise, and biology teacher Charles McCulloch is no exception.
I'm in charge here.
School is out, Bella.
He's more than a little uptight, and using fairly cruel methods to cure his niece Rennie of her aquaphobia. So it's all the more fitting that Mr. McCullough ends up in his own watery grave, courtesy of Jason Voorhees. Taking McCulloch by the ankles and plunging him headfirst into a sludge-filled garbage can, Jason performs one of his most gruesome and arguably comedic kills. This is also one of a handful of kills where Jason inadvertently deals out his own lethal brand of justice to a more villainous victim.
Better swim, Rennie, before Jason pulls you down.
Number 8, Sauna Rock, Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan.
Nice fight, Julius. Guess I need to work on my left-right-left combo.
You can never let your guard down when Jason's around. After losing a fight to Julius, a boxer who would also have a memorable encounter with Jason in this film, this unnamed victim tries to blow off some steam in the sauna. With the towel over his face obscuring his vision, the boxer assumes it's Julius who enters to join him. He then finds out otherwise when Jason plunges a sauna rock through his chest cavity.
Julius?
This execution was yet another example of the more tongue-in-cheek kills, which had become more and more commonplace in the Friday the 13th franchise.
He's undefeated. You know that?
Number 7, Head Spin, Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives.
You guys, try not to wake the kids.
As the Friday the 13th franchise continued through numerous sequels, there was a noticeable shift in Jason's kills, as they increasingly became the stuff of black comedy instead of dead serious horror.
All right, who's out there?
However, his killing of Sissy in Part 6 served as a reminder of how truly vicious Jason can be. After assuring a frightened girl that there's nothing to fear outside of her cabin, Sissy finds out there is indeed plenty to be afraid of when Jason comes a-knockin'. After yanking her out of a window, Jason twists her head around 180 degrees before tearing it off completely. Mr. Voorhees seems to have perfected this move, as he's done it before to a cheeky coroner. Number 6, Eye Pop, Friday the 13th, Part 3.
Rick!
This third installment in the Friday the 13th franchise sought to take advantage of 3D technology and featured several kills that exploited it to the fullest.
Is everything all right?
This scene, in which the character Rick meets his maker, exemplifies this element. After his car dies and he begins to search the grounds, Rick is caught by Jason and has his head crushed in the serial killer's vice-like grip. Even more grotesque is the fact that Jason squeezes Rick's head with such tremendous force that it causes his left eye to pop out of its socket. An effect which is considerably enhanced by Part 3's use of 3D. Number 5. Decapitating Uppercut. Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan.
Operator, this is an emergency. Give me the police.
After arriving in the Big Apple, Jason squares off against amateur boxer Julius in a battle of fisticuffs on a rooftop. In a lengthy sequence that showcases Julius's boxing prowess, Jason absorbs blow after blow to seemingly no effect. After bloodying his own fists and exhausting himself without even managing to knock Jason off his feet, Julius gives a sportsmanlike invitation to Jason to deliver his best shot.
Take your best shot.
Unfortunately for Julius, Jason packs plenty of punch in his own right as he delivers an uppercut which knocks Julius's head clean off his shoulders and into a neighboring dumpster.
Oh, Jesus!